Hey guys, it's that guy again. I'm going to do a quick little video here on another everyday carry option that I have for my firearm. It's not really going to be a tabletop review where I break down all the specs of the gun, but I just want to kind of show it to you, give you my thoughts on this particular gun and why I like to carry it. This is the Kel-Tec p11. This is the second Kel-Tec p11 that I've owned. I had one a couple of years ago, and if you've ever been on one of my older channels, you've seen it. No AED for You was my first YouTube channel. It was on there as my first licensed carry gun. But it was a great gun, and I sold it, and I regretted that I sold it the day I sold it. I hated it that I sold the gun because it was such a good little gun. Why I sold it, I have no idea. I had a wild hair and decided it would be a good idea to sell it. This is the second one that I've had. I recently acquired this from a gentleman that didn't like the trigger pull and the kick. Mind you, this is a very small 9mm. It's very lightweight with no external safeties. It has a very, very, very long, heavy trigger pull. That is the safety for this firearm. And some people don't like that. I, for one, I don't mind. I shoot a lot of revolvers, and I've always enjoyed shooting revolvers, so the trigger pull don't really bother me. It's kind of hard to stage. You've got to figure that out. There's a little modification you can do with an eraser if you wanted to. There's options, but it doesn't bother me. I don't have any issue shooting the gun. Squeeze the trigger, it goes boom, and it works. But I got it from him at a very, very, very good price, and I've integrated that into my carry since then. Some of the features of this gun. Now, this is the blued finish. They make it in a, I'm going to call it a stainless steel, but I actually believe it's some sort of coating that they use on it. And they do a parkerized finish, which is the one that I had before. Now, with the parkerized finish, after time they will tarnish, they'll turn, and it'll look kind of a light brown rust color, and it's not really rust from what I've learned. It's just the tarnish of the parkerized finish. Now, this is just the stonewash blue. It's not the best finish in the world, and if you don't stay on top of the maintenance of it, you will get surface rust, especially if you live somewhere like I do where the humidity is always up and you sweat a lot. But I just take a rag with some Rimmel every night before I put the gun away and wipe it down, and I don't have any issues with any of my firearms rusting. This is a double action only. You can see there I'm not going to dry fire it. You can see the hammer right there. Is a double action only. That is the only safety. This trigger pull on this firearm is about 8.5 pounds. On some of the earlier models, it was between 10 and 12 pounds. So this one's not as heavy as the first one that I had. So this is even more manageable than the first P11 that I had. I don't know the exact weights. I'm going to say it's 18 to 19 ounces unloaded, and anywhere from 20 to 22 ounces loaded, but I'm not sure. Don't quote me on that. It's just under 1 inch thick, so it's a thicker gun. It does have polymer 3-dot sights. Not the best in the world, but they do work. They give you a good sight picture. But they're fairly general. But they work. It does have a slide stock. The breakdown on these guns is very, very easy. I would show you, but I'm one-handed. The other one's holding the phone. But they're very easy breakdown. You can take your... That is from the chamber, by the way, so this gun has been safety checked. You could take a empty or a loaded cartridge and just pop that pin, and it comes right apart. Mine came with 2 magazines when I got it. The factory magazine is a 10-round Mec-Gar. I believe it's this one right here. Yes, this is a 10-round Mec-Gar. Mec-Gar makes wonderful magazines. They do a great job. They're made in Italy, or at least these were made in Italy. And this is the 10-round, and I usually carry that as my spare. And this is actually the 12-round that you can get from Mec-Gar, if you can see it there. So when I carry the firearm, I actually have 13 rounds in the gun, and then 10 either in my pocket or in my bag. So you're looking at 23 rounds of 9mm. It's not bad. The holsters that I use currently came with the gun. This one is, I want to say it's an Uncle Mike's or a Black Hawk pocket holster. It's a size 3, but there's no other branding on this. Like I said, it came with the gun, but it feels really, really much like the Uncle Mike's that I have for my Smith & Wesson 38 Special. This is Tagawa's version of a Remora or a sticky holster. There's no hardware on this holster. It can be used as either, oh, I'm sorry guys, it can be used as either an inside the waistband or a pocket holster, whichever you would rather use it on. I use it for both. Today I had on a pair of cargo pants, so the pocket was a little roomier. I just dropped this down in my front right pocket. Now, if I'm wearing blue jeans or something where the pocket's not as roomy and it's a little more cumbersome to carry in my pocket, I just put this in my waistband, usually in the appendix position. But occasionally I'll swing it around about the 4 o'clock position. And that's how I carry the firearm. Now, I will say, when it comes to Kel-Tec, you've got two types of people. Those that love Kel-Tec and those that absolutely hate Kel-Tec. I, for one, love the Kel-Tec. I was turned on to Kel-Tec by a retired police officer who carried a P3AT as a backup gun, and to this day still carries the same P3AT as his everyday carry in his pocket. He loves Kel-Tec. He's never had an issue with Kel-Tec. But I knew some people in the past that have gotten a Kel-Tec where it didn't fire properly, it didn't chamber properly, they didn't like the gun for whatever reason, they didn't keep it, and now they have disdain for the Kel-Tecs. Listen guys, this is a $250 gun, brand new. This is not a Glock. You cannot expect it to be a Glock for that kind of money. There will be things aesthetically that you might not like about this gun. It's a very unpolished gun, but it functions. I've never had one of these not function. The only time I've ever had issues with a P11, which was my first P11, I tried to shoot Blazer aluminum cased ammo. Didn't like the aluminum. It wouldn't chamber right, but I never had trouble with any other ammo that I've run through either one of these guns. So the gun itself does function. And the fact that it is a $250 price point brand new makes me feel better about making this my everyday carry. Now, am I saying that I'll never own a Glock? No. I plan on buying one in February, March, somewhere around there. I'm going to buy a Glock 19, and I'll carry it quite often. But what I am saying is, for what you pay for it, you don't have to worry about carrying this gun and it getting a little surface rust on the slide. It's okay. You don't have to worry about if you drop it and it gets scratched up. It's okay. This is a $250 gun. It's going to function. They're made to function, and that's what they'll do. This isn't a safe queen. It's not something you're going to show off because it's so pretty and it looks so tactical and it's cool. This is something you're going to stick in your waistband, and you're going to pull it out if you need it, and you're going to pull the trigger and it's going to go bang. And you can bank on that. Kel-Tec makes a really, really good product. Like I said, this wasn't a tabletop review. This was just kind of showing you what else I could carry, other options here, and a gun that I really, really do like, and I do recommend. If someone asks for a good budget gun or just something to carry or put in a bag or put in a glove box of the truck, 9 times out of 10 I'm going to recommend the Kel-Tec, the P9 or the PF9 or the P11, because they're great guns. And with the capacity that you get in a gun this size, I mean, look at that, guys. That's not a very big gun, and I have small hands. It's not a very big gun, and I could carry 13 rounds of 9mm, so it's pretty impressive to me. But anyway, guys, you have a good day and be blessed, and we will see you next time. If you want to leave comments, whether it's positive, negative, it's a free country. Just don't think you're going to change my mind on the Kel-Tec, because you're not going to do it. If you don't like them, well, you just don't like them. Like, comment, subscribe. You guys have a blessed day. See you next time.